it's your girl Sarah.
Emma.
And we're charmed and dangerous.
You know, because we're charming.
And we're dangerous.
Pew pew.
Today we will be reacting to a very messy
Yes.
list, as we always do. The list that we're reacting to is labeled the sign's biggest weakness. Most of them are true.
Yes.
So this is gonna be different than the other ones where we're like now, like a lot of them are like brutally honest.
Yes. But remember that we did not create this list.
Exactly. If it's your first time watching, we react to the lists that were already pre-made. All right, well, I mean, let's get into it.
Yes.
We're gonna go in the order of the Zodiac as always. First up, we have Aries. And it says, your biggest weakness is your protectiveness.
I feel like,
I mean, it's pretty true.
I feel like Aries are so protective and aggressive around like their people and their work and just themselves as well. I mean, they're the first of the Zodiac, you know what I mean? So they very much, I think, have like that selfish kind of like only child syndrome in nature. So they like protect everything very fiercely. And then it comes off as aggression and anger to a lot of people, I feel like.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, being Mars ruled, like you always want to protect what's yours, right? Mars is someone that is always going to feel like they have to protect what's theirs. That's the energy of war, you know what I mean?
They gotta fight for it.
We gotta fight for it. They're not gonna come all sweet and dandy when they're protecting shit. But that's the problem though, is that like, you don't always have to be fiercely protecting things, Aries. Like sometimes it's cool to just sit back and relax, but I feel like they always lead with this protectiveness, and that is why it's their biggest weakness, I feel like, because also people know they're reactionary. Yeah. When you react that easily, I feel like people know that they can trigger you. Yes. You know?
And you don't like to be triggered by other people, you know what I mean? So yeah, it is your weakness, because I feel like you also don't want to show how protective and like passionate you are about things, I feel like. You know what I mean? I feel like they try and be a little...
You try to play it cool, but it's so obvious.
Yes. It's like you care a lot.
Yeah.
And that's cool.
That is cool.
Alright, next we have Taurus, and it says, Taurus's biggest weakness is their inability to let go.
Honestly, you guys are by far the most stubborn Zodiac sign, I feel like.
The stubbornness.
And the reason why it's your biggest weakness, even though they will swear that it's not their biggest weakness and they don't care, you guys also care a lot. Yeah. That's why you can't let it go. You know what I mean? I feel like you guys need to let shit go and stop trying to be right all the time. You know, I feel like Taurus needs to understand that like you have things to learn too. Yeah. Like you weren't born knowing everything. There's a lot to learn from other people in this world. Yes. I'm not saying you guys don't know shit. You guys know a lot, but there's also shit that you could be learning.
Yes. And I feel like they stick to, you know, and again, this isn't always a bad thing, but like if you have a certain value to or a certain idea about something, even if it's no longer serving you, you stick on to that. You hold on to that for
or even
your life.
People. How many times do we talk about Taurus, you know, being around people and keeping people around just because they have been there day one. Even though they're clearly toxic to Taurus's life, but you guys still keep them around because you just can't let it go. Yes. And not just for Taurus, for all of these, I feel like their biggest weaknesses are also, they can be tied to being their biggest strengths too,
100%.
truly. You know, but like we're talking about it in the biggest weakness sense right now.
Yes, yes. I also feel like too for Taurus, their inability to let go, we've talked about this before, they have a hard time letting go of their things. Tauruses can sometimes be hoarders, you know, and I feel like that could maybe be like part of their Venusian energy. They love their things, they love they don't want to let it go.
They find value in things. Yeah. But also like you are valuable without all those things, Taurus. You need to remember that. All right, so next we have Gemini, and it says getting into arguments is your biggest weakness. And I think as Gemini moon, I have to agree. But also I feel like, is it a weakness? Does Gemini not actually like enjoy getting into arguments?
No, I feel like they do.
Is it because people can bait them into arguments? Is that it?
I think so, and I feel like I also am interested in this one because to me, Geminis don't spitefully start arguments, you know what I mean? But I think because they talk a lot and they are so adaptable to other people, that can piss them off or that can annoy them, you know? And that other person is trying to start an argument with you. And then for Gemini, it's like, oh, it's a game now. And it's like,
for sure, for Gemini, it's fun. And they actually will let it go right after.
Exactly.
But for other people, when they get into these heated verbal arguments, they'll think about it for days. Gemini's done thinking about it as soon as they leave this conversation.
Exactly.
But I also could see why this would be their biggest weakness, because let's say like Gemini doesn't have time for something, someone coming up to them and like wanting to argue with them, Gemini will make time for it. And they'll miss out on doing other shit because all of a sudden they need to argue with this person.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, you didn't even want to do this, but because you love verbally arguing,
yes,
you know, and having these heated conversations, you're gonna stick it out and kind of waste your own time with people that know that you love to argue.
Yes. And exactly. They just waste their time arguing because, again, I think it's fun. I think it's fun for them. But like you said in the Taurus one, all of these can be seen as a positive or a negative. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Gemini can get themselves out of anything.
Yes.
Listen, Mercury's a trickster. Mercury's a trickster of the zodiac.
Right, next we have Cancer. And it says, Cancer's biggest weakness is their laziness.
I don't agree with Cancers.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like just because they're homebodies, like, doesn't mean they're not doing shit at home.
No, that's
true. Cancer's always on the move.
They're very active in
also,
the home.
they're cardinal. Cardinal is the forward-moving, you know, modality.
I feel like I kind of agree with this one because to me, I mean, yes, you're so right that they are very active in the home. Like, I feel like Cancers are very active in their home, and to me, they kind of can be busybodies sometimes. But I feel like they love their bed, you know what I mean? And they do like to relax, and I feel like maybe for people who don't deeply understand Cancer, them being at home, being in their beds, that's lazy to them.
For sure, but it's like, it's saying the sign's biggest weaknesses. There's Libra and there's Pisces. Those are the laziest ones.
Yeah.
Cancer would not be at the bottom of that list when it comes to laziness.
That's true.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
I would say their biggest weakness for me is their or just their tantrums. Their tantrums when they don't get what they want.
Yes.
Because they act like baby, you know what I mean? And I have been around Cancers that we're having a good ass day and one thing doesn't go their way and they will be like a baby that ruins everyone's day.
Yes. I feel like they're very explosive with their temper or like tantrums too, you know what I mean? So to me, that's also their biggest.
Also their impulsiveness.
Impulsiveness?
Yeah, their impulsiveness I feel like is something that they should work on because sometimes that impulsiveness gets them into trouble.
Yeah.
Because they're cardinal water, their emotions get them into trouble because they didn't think things through and they're just going based off that first emotion they felt after hearing about something that didn't sit right with them.
And then you regret it later.
Exactly. Okay,
but you went too hard, so you can't like take it back.
Okay, next is Leo, and it says your trust issues. And I actually could see this for Leo because Leo is so generous and warm. I feel like people actually take advantage of them often.
They do.
You know, because they're so kind and they really truly want everyone to shine.
Yeah.
And yeah, we can talk about how Leos can be self-centered. And while that's true, they truly do want the best for everyone around them.
Yes.
And because they're so generous, I feel like people just expect Leo to give them everything they want and they will just kind of drain you emotionally, mentally, monetarily, you know what I mean?
And like you said, Leo is kind enough to give all of that. And I feel like because they like to go out and they like to party and have a good time and love with their people and be winning with their people, it will bleed them completely dry,
exactly.
You know, and they may not even notice it right away.
They won't.
Because they're just like enjoying the moment with you, you know, and wanting you and trying to bring you up still, you know, because I feel like they have that fixed energy too.
I was gonna say.
They're constant, you know what I mean? They want to continuously and consistently try and like be there for you.
Exactly, and I feel like when you are fixed fire, like you truly have so much passion for the people that have been around you for a long time. Like fixed energy in general, all the fixed signs, they love to keep their circle tight and they would love to have the people that have been with them from the beginning.
Yeah.
You know, so and I feel like when Leo realizes certain people that have been around them or have been draining them, they have trust issues.
Yeah.
Because they are that happy-go-lucky sign.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Another thing I just thought of is that because Leos, I feel like they do have such great style and great ideas and are super original, people are biting off of them.
Oh,
so
absolutely.
they probably get trust issues off that too.
So freaking, no, I'm so glad you said this because it's true. I feel like people love draining Leo of their creativity too, because you know it's that fifth house shit.
Yeah.
You know, Leo has a lot of creativity. Their creative potential is endless, and I feel like people know that. And sometimes you got to be careful with who you keep around you, Leo. Like, do they want to be around you for you or because of everything that comes with you?
Because I feel like Leo so casually says like all these amazing ideas.
Yeah.
And then you may be hanging around somebody else who never thought like that, and then they take it and they're like, well, it was my idea. And Leo's like, I really put you on, but okay.
Yeah. And that's really funny though, because it's like Leo doesn't even need that little idea. They got like 1,000 more in the vault. Okay?
Right. Alright, next we have Virgo, and it says Virgo's biggest weakness is their fear of rejection.
I have to say this is true.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like you guys overthink a lot.
Yes.
So that I feel like already leads to you feeling like you're gonna be rejected, because when you start thinking like, do they want me or am I gonna get the job? Like, you have so much time to think about these details.
Yeah.
You're gonna almost assume the negative. You know, you're gonna have that fear of rejection. And knowing all my Virgo people, I feel like sometimes they don't put themselves out there enough because of their nerves and anxiety. And because sometimes they're the hermit, you know? They like to hold themselves back. But Virgo's work ethic, how much do we talk about that? Like, you guys have a lot of potential, but your fear of rejection definitely holds you back, even when it comes to love.
Yeah,
you know, sometimes that cold little heart wants to be warm, but you guys are so scared of someone rejecting you that you'll just play that aloof game forever.
Yeah, yeah. Seriously. And I hate to see it, you know what I mean? Because I feel like Virgos, they have so much to give, you know what I mean? And they do work so hard.
Yeah.
This should be presented to people. And rejection is a part of life, you know what I mean? But I feel like their fear is so real, it really keeps them out of playing the game.
Absolutely.
You know, the game of life.
Sometimes, like, you guys, I feel like being close to Virgos, you guys are so funny. But when I see Virgos in rooms filled with people, you guys hold yourselves back. Like, where's the Virgo that I know when we're one-on-one and you were laughing it up and you're saying some funny ass shit?
Funny, nasty, like, wow.
Yeah, but then in front of people, they hold themselves back again because I feel like they don't want to be rejected. They want to be accepted. That's why, you know, they act so perfect.
Yeah.
Because they want everyone to assume that everything's fine with me.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, flaws and all, who cares? Just be you. And if people reject you or if you don't get an opportunity, it wasn't for you. All right, next we got Libra, and it says your biggest weakness is your stubbornness. What do you think?
I don't think that's their biggest weakness. I feel like indecisiveness is their biggest weakness for sure.
But sometimes I think about it and I'm like, is Libra stubborn?
I'm like, is that being stubborn?
Because like the thing with Libra is Libra doesn't know what they want to do, right? Like, but on the inside, Libra knows what they want to do, but they want to make everyone happy. They don't want to choose the wrong thing. It's very Venus. Like Venus wants to make everyone happy, and they're so scared of picking the wrong thing, even for themselves sometimes. That's why they go back and forth.
Yeah.
You know?
No, 100%. And I feel like, bless you, you know what I mean? But it's not about other people.
Yeah, it's really not. But honestly, you're right. Stubbornness just doesn't fit Leo. It doesn't fit Libra. Like, it's not on brand for Libra. They're an air sign. They know how to go with the flow.
They're people pleasers, you know what I mean? Like, if you ask for it, like, they're not going to give you a hard time about it. They're just going to give it to you.
Yeah,
like,
I kind of feel like it ties into, stubbornness ties into Taurus. The ability to let go. Libra is definitely the most indecisive sign, and that is their biggest weakness.
Yeah. Hands down.
Hands down.
Next we have Scorpio, and it says Scorpio's biggest weakness is their fear of abandonment.
Yes. I mean, it's painfully true.
Yeah.
Like, it really is. I talk about this often on here. Like, we just truly feel like everyone, you know, is gonna leave us at some point. Every good thing that happens to us is gonna be taken away from us. And then, you know, it stems back to our childhood. And I feel like this is why Scorpio loves to fight, like we talked about in the last reaction video. Because we don't want to be abandoned first, so we'll self-sabotage and fuck this up before you have a chance to leave us.
Yeah.
You know?
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
And it is our biggest weakness.
Yeah.
Because we, you know, have potential to have so many great friendships, relationships, career opportunities, whatever, but because we're so scared of it not working out, we self-sabotage.
Yeah, it's like you guys love so deeply. Yeah, for sure. You guys love so deeply. It's like you're afraid of being rejected by the people that you love, or being left by the people that you love and put time into, you know, and nurtured and cared for.
Absolutely. And like, even like the first few people in our early years that we gave everything to, because we talked about Scorpio's depth and how much love we have to give and how intense it is. The first times that we were able to give that to someone and it didn't work out, that pain was so sad and just so painful that we don't know how we can go about doing it again. You know what I mean? Like, we don't even think it's possible to give people that much love again. You know?
Because it's like, you also have brought now a deal of hurt onto me, so how am I supposed to deal with all of that? You know, like, I already have like my own issues, and then you brought this upon me as well. You know, like,
it's a lot. It's a lot.
It's too much.
But it is our biggest weakness.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it holds us back.
Yeah.
From giving everything to someone or something.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we like to play it cool.
Yeah. And
don't play it cool.
Yeah.
Give your everything, Scorpio, and watch the magic unfold.
Right. And who cares if people are like, you're giving too much or you're crazy? Then they ain't the right person for you, because I promise the people who are right for you are gonna be like, give it all, baby.
Yeah.
I love it all.
Like, holy shit, you got more?
You got all this intensity for me? Shit.
Exactly.
You must really love me.
The right people will appreciate the fuck out of it. Next, we have Sagittarius, and it says clumsiness. We can now decide.
Sagittarius made this list.
Sagittarius made this list. Like what?
No.
Clumsiness? No. You guys' biggest weakness is your self-righteousness.
Yeah.
You guys will literally die on that hill that you are right about something, but really everyone is so upset because of how you went about saying this that it doesn't even matter that you were right anymore. Like, you have just created this self-righteous toxic energy in the room, and it's like, who cares if you were right now? Like, you look at what you did.
It really doesn't matter. Yeah, no, clumsiness definitely doesn't work. Self-righteous is good.
Like, everyone else is fear of abandonment, getting into argument, temper, clumsiness. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
No.
Stop.
No. Like,
what do you think is you guys' biggest weakness?
I think self-righteous is a good one. I think maybe bluntness also is obviously weakness for like the same reasoning that you stated. I think also maybe like what...
Our cat is literally in the litter box.
Scratching her litter box. I feel like clumsiness makes me think of, you know, maybe our inability to like take things seriously, and I feel like that is definitely a weakness too. Like, some, you know, everybody says Sagittarius like joke about things too much.
Yeah.
So I think that could also be one of our biggest weaknesses. We definitely laugh at our pain instead of maybe dealing with it sometimes.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
That or bluntness. I think bluntness is
y'all don't like to take shit too seriously.
Yeah.
And then when people come and tell you, well, you didn't take me seriously, so why should I take you seriously?
We get offended.
You guys get offended. It's like, that is why it's your biggest weakness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you do care, show it.
Right.
And then people will care with you too. But you can't be the one that's not caring and everyone else cares.
Yeah.
It's not fair.
It don't work like that. It ain't the math ain't mathin', you know?
It's not mathin' at all.
Next we have Capricorn, and it says Capricorn's biggest weakness is they're afraid of opening up to people.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
It really is. You know, and that's why they sometimes bury themselves into their work.
Yeah.
You know, it's easier to get shit done at work than try and nurture relationships.
Yeah.
I mean, it is.
No, that's so...
Not that I'm saying one is more fulfilling than the other, but one of them is easier.
For sure.
Emotions are hard.
Yeah.
You know, showing your true self to people is hard. And also Capricorn being Saturn ruled, they weren't around a lot of people growing up that showed a lot of emotion. It felt very dry in that home, usually. So they feel like, well, that's just the norm. Like, why should I show my bare self to people when that's not what it was like when I was growing up? You know what I mean? So I'm just gonna, you know, work hard, and that will make me happy. Yeah. But I know you guys also want to have that emotional aspect of life, but because you're so afraid of opening up, yeah, it is your biggest weakness.
For sure. No, I actually really like this one because it's true. Caps have so many walls up, and it's like we know that there's a sweet, loving individual behind those walls, but it takes so long to get past them if anybody ever actually does.
And it's, you know, it's astrology's so fun and interesting because you look at Capricorn sister sign Cancer, and Cancer opens up to people so easily, tells them their whole life story, like, and this person made me feel this way, you know what I mean?
Accepts everyone into their family,
And, you know, Capricorn is the complete opposite of that. You know, you just have to learn a lot from your sister sign, because Cancer can learn a lot from Capricorn too. You know, just if you're just getting into astrology, look at your sister sign and look at their qualities and see which one of those qualities you can, you know, put into your life.
Because I hate to say it like this, you're probably lacking some of that.
Yeah, you gotta find that balance.
Exactly.
All right, next we got Aquarius, and it says Temper. Abso-freaking-lutely. Ooh. I mean, if you guys don't have Aquariuses in your life that are close enough to you to show you that temper, maybe it's a different story because Aquariuses are so fun and lively. But like Aquariuses that are close to you, when you see that temper, that shit is fucking scary. It's because they keep it buried in, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna call Aquariuses emotionless because that is just so easy. Aquariuses have emotion, it just takes them a while to process them. And sometimes because that time of processing is so long, it builds up inside of them, you know, and they feel like maybe it's too late to express those emotions because it took them too long to process. Wrong. You can always talk about shit even if it took you a while to process. You know, but they have that temper from acting so nonchalant and chill all the freaking time.
Wow. Oh, is that where that energy comes from for me? That makes sense.
Yeah, Miss Aquarius rising. Are you angry?
Sometimes.
And that is okay. Anger is okay. You know, just express it. And non-violently, obviously. But we talked about it in our podcast. I said that, you know, sadness is more normalized than anger in our society. But anger is an emotion that comes from sadness. You should be able to express it either way. Rather than letting it sit and then blowing up on people that you feel comfortable with. Because Aquarius is only comfortable with a few people. And they only blow up on those people. It's not like Aries.
Oh, you're so right.
You know what I mean? That just blows up on anybody that's around.
Oh my gosh, I'm just thinking of the few aquas in my life, and when I have seen them like hide,
it's very scary. It's scary as fuck.
They hella scary. They really puff up their chest, and it's like, oh shit, better watch out for everything in their destruction.
One of their ruling planets is Uranus, and Uranus is the planet of surprise and like shock. You know? So it's like that temper is like, whoa, where'd that come from?
It's like, oh.
Exactly.
That's so true. Because anytime I feel like I have been in a fight with an Aquarius, I feel like we're talking pretty normally, and then all of a sudden, it's like they're upset.
It's about to go down. It's like, oh my god, have you ever seen an Aquarius and Gemini argue? Ooh.
I have.
Tell you, those two energies together, wild. Wild. Where's Libra? We need Libra here.
Let me come in, be the mediator. Alright, last but of course certainly not least.
Never ever least.
You know, is Pisces. And it says, Pisces' biggest weakness is doing for others before themselves.
I would have to agree.
I agree. Yeah, for sure. I feel like Pisces give a lot to their people, and they make sure that they feel comforted and safe and really, build a safe space for their people. And I feel like they have a harder time doing that for themselves.
They do. I mean, I feel like it's almost easier for Pisces to take care of other people than themselves, which is why it's their biggest weakness, you know what I mean? And when Pisces gets hit with the, well, you want to do that, why haven't you done it yet? They throw it back in people's face, well, I was taking care of this and I was taking care of that. And it's like, no, why didn't you do that for yourself? It's a really easy excuse to say, well, I was taking care of other people, but it's like, you need to learn to do some shit for yourself before you think about anyone else.
Right.
You know, this is very sweet. It's very kind, always taking care of everyone else, but you have to understand why you're doing it. Do you not think that you deserve these good things? You know, do you not think that you deserve this self-love before you give it to other people? We need to analyze that.
No, for sure. I feel like they do. I mean, I think Pisceans are so much more complicated than a lot of people
give them credit for.
And yeah, they probably think like, I am too hard to love. This is too difficult. But it's like, if you think that about yourself, other people can't ever give you that love. You know what I mean? It's not easier to love somebody else. It's actually easier to love you. So like, fill up your cup. This is definitely their biggest weakness.
It really is. It really is.
And
a lot of people love Pisces for how sweet they are and how they can get along with everyone, but that comes at a cost of neglecting themselves.
Yeah.
And that's not fun.
All right, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode on the sign's biggest weaknesses. Did you like it? Did you agree with your sign? Make sure you comment down below if you did. And as you know, we got a podcast. And on this podcast, we discuss astrology, things that we discuss here, but we get into it deeper. And so the question that we're gonna discuss deeper in the pod is, have you worked on your rising sign's biggest weakness?
We'll
so
discuss
from
it on the pod.
Yes.
The video will be up on Wednesdays, and then our YouTube will be up on Thursdays as per usual.
We're gonna link our socials somewhere around here. We love you guys so much, and we'll talk to y'all later. Bye.